Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to make an Arduino project with these lights. They look like sort of disco lights, you could say. It's quite simple coding, but the cables are quite tedious, so it should be interesting. So first what I did was all the cabling. So these cables are the ground cables, which I connected here, just there. So all of these are grounding the lights, and the cables run from the negative pins of the lights to here, and this is the same for all of the lights. The cables run down and get grouped together here because I don't have 8 grounding pins on the Arduino. So first I grounded them there, and then 2 cables grounded to those 2 pins on the Arduino. I could have used this ground as well, but I only needed 2. If I wanted to as well, I could have used 1 ground pin, and if I grouped all of them together, but because it's a small breadboard, I had limited capabilities and I could only group 2 and 2, otherwise I'd have to run a cable here, and then there's no way to get the ground to there. So next I had to do the positive. So I used pins 6 to 13 on this project, but you could use any pins. So they run up and directly to the positive end of the lights. So you can see they run through the staples. They're staples because I needed to bridge across the 2 in case I wanted to build it bigger, which I've not done yet. And they run to here. Those 8 cables are the positive. So these supply power when the code tells them to the lights, so we need to code it. So here I've got the code that I used for the lights. So first I set the lights up by using the void setup first, and then the pin mode, which initializes the pins 6 to 13, and I define them as output, you can see here. Now, if you wanted to add more lights, it could be a simple process of pin mode, and then say if I wanted to add another light on pin 5, I'd just write 5 there and then define as output. And that's basically initialized pin 5 as an output pin. So then it would be, I could add pin 5 into code, which is here. So I use the digital write command, which basically on this thing sets pin 6 to high, which lights up the first light, and all the others are low. And I repeat this after a delay of 100 milliseconds. And instead of having 6 as high, I put 6 as low, which turns it off. And then 7 as high, which I just carry on repeating. In the code that I used for the lights I showed you, the lights just accelerated. So it's 100, and then lower down it becomes 75. You can see there. And then further down it becomes 50, so faster. And then the fastest I made it go was 25. There. So it was 500 odd lines of it, but I just copied and pasted and edited the bits that I needed to. So in this case, it was the delay and which pin was on high. So if I was to say do a slightly simpler code, this one I made earlier, and so I made this much slower by making the delay from 100 to 500, and you can see it in all the others. Still got to do a few. And then that would make it 5 times slower, and I'll show you the effects of it in a minute. So the things to make sure you don't get wrong in this code is you have to make sure you put the semicolon, which I often forget, and you also have to make sure that the digital write in write, the W is a capital. It feels rather odd because you've got a capital in the middle of your command, but it's the same for quite a few commands. So like pin mode we looked at earlier. I'll finish this and show what happens to it now. So this is the what happened when I changed the code. So now you can see it's very slow, and I didn't have to change anything else but the delay time. So this is another code I've made, a different pattern. So I obviously set it up again, same, and instead of having 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 set very high, I did 6 and 13, 7 and 12, 8 and 11, 9 and 10, etc. And it just repeats like that. It creates a pattern. Wait, I'll show you. Creates a pattern of so it sort of just goes inwards, in and then out again. So other patterns can be created just by editing the code a bit, which I'll show you now. So if just simply you can just play around with the code. Look, which ones do I want on at this time and which ones off? So in that way you can create hundreds of different patterns, and I'll leave this code in the description and you can copy it and use it yourself and edit it and tell me how it was in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Please drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.